When you think of a hero, you probably picture someone that's destined for greatness, wielding a legendary blade, and who's born under a prophecy, moving forward without a shred of doubt. And we often see them as something other than us, something more perfect. But true heroism isn't a birthright, it's much uglier than that. Mostly it's a normal person like you and me, trembling with fear and full of doubt, but who chooses to bring up his courage to fight and not run away like others do. And today I want to share my thoughts with you about what a true hero really is, and that there's a hero inside every single one of us, even if you don't believe it. And I'm going to try to show you with the perfect example, in my opinion, Dragon's Dogma. Because in this game, you're basically just a normal person, not a chosen one, but someone who had the courage to stand up. To give you a brief rundown about what Dragon's Dogma is about, it focuses a lot on the premise of willpower and breaking through an endless predetermined cycle. And I want to start with a quote. "Take up arms, Arisen, for my kind do not heed the toothless whimpers of the weak. Show me thy will." This is a quote from the main antagonist of the game, the dragon Gregory. This dragon steals your heart at the beginning of the game because you were the one who had the courage to stand up in a bunch of people in a crowd while your village was attacked. And you're not a knight, you're not a soldier, you're just an ordinary villager, a normal person who stood up and grabbed a rusty sword to attack this big foe. And the dragon can be seen as a metaphor for the obstacles that we face in our daily life, such as anxiety, a 9-to-5 job with dead end, you feeling lost in the system, and self-doubt. And all of those obstacles don't just go away if you wish for it, but you have to actively choose to make a decision to beat them and to fight back. And I actually found another quote from the game that fits very well of trying to break through something like that. Or it can even be seen as a starting stone for a change of mind to change your life in which you're in right now, because you feel like you're destined for more. So the quote goes as following. "The world has no need for a passive king. It demands one who will shape it through the strength of his own will." And with that, I think personally it's a very fitting quote to give you that push of grabbing life, grabbing decisions that you were too afraid to do earlier, and to actually bring up the courage to execute on them, to decide what you really want in life, and to not fumble anymore or hesitate to actually fulfill happiness and the things that you truly desire. It's also a great metaphor to finally taking action and not just wait for something that happens that changes your life. You have to be the part that changes your life yourself and actively chase that desire so that those desires can become true in your own reality. And to be honest, I think that a lot of people, especially in my age group, in Gen Z, have the feeling that they kind of don't belong in a system like this, where you have to work 9-to-5, like I just said, and that feel like they're meant for more than just this life. And I think a lot of people feel a kind of pressure that they can't achieve those dreams. But in reality, I think that it is just yourself and you can do a lot more than you actually think. And that humans in general, and you, I'm speaking to you exactly, are capable of doing amazing and great things. Things that you might not even yourself believe. But we actually have the capacity to make things work. Even if you think that in your special situation that you're in, I mean, I can't really know what you're in right now. Maybe you have a very hard time in your home, in your city or whatever. But you can still try to do better and to take the things that you have and use those capacities of your surroundings to fulfill the things that you dream of. And even if it sounds bizarre and stupid from a stranger on the internet, I really think that you can do it, because the only limit is yourself. And I think especially that is an important part of actually breaking that cycle that you're breaking free of your comfort zone, and that you're actually doing the things that you always wanted to, like beating your anxiety, talking to the girl or the boy that you like, or doing that trip that you always dreamed about. You can actually make those things happen. And even like myself, I'm just sitting here in nature because I felt like it. I could have recorded this video inside my room again, but I just had the desire to go out and take you with me, to share my thoughts on this topic and to see things for myself. It felt very relieving. It's a welcoming change of what we're in right now and what we have taken as a norm in our society. And a lot of social media is taking a toll on our brains. And I talked about it in my last video that I'm kind of detoxing from social media and all that sort. And I can really encourage you to do the same thing, even if it's just going out around the corner into a forest like I did. And speaking of breaking through the cycle, we have to kind of focus on the life that you're living right now. And another very, very good quote for that is the following. Tell me, child of man, what does it mean to live in truth? To wage war against the passing days? To pray to the unseen for a few breaths more? But is the tapestry you weave truly of your own design? And I think this is a very powerful quote as well, because this really questions the life that you're living right now. So I want you to question the life that you're living right now. Does it make you happy? Is this really what you desire? And is this truly your life? Or is it just a life that you have been put into? And this quote also really well depicts that you have to make a decision. You have to choose to do these things to escape that life. And even if you're afraid, not choosing to do this is choosing as well. Because if you don't choose to break through that life and to escape that and to create a new one, you're actively choosing to staying an NPC. Let's word it like that, even though you're not an NPC. You know what I mean though. And to wake up your inner hero, you have to actively decide what truly matters to you. You have to reject anything that keeps you down, anything that keeps you from achieving your goals, and you have to get rid of the expectations and distractions of others. Because this is your goal, this is your decision, and these are the dreams that you want to achieve, and you've only got this one life. And there's another quote that I remember that's, you have two lives, and the second one begins when you know that you have only one. And even though this might be a cliche now, and you've heard this sentence a lot of times, it does truly fit. Because when you just stay in this bubble of scrolling through social media and kind of getting distracted of what you truly want, you will never achieve it. You have to actively decide and choose this path to fulfill those dreams that you have. And there's another quote that says, what we do in life echoes in eternity. So I want you to think about, what do you want to be remembered for? And what do you need to do to achieve those goals? Even if it is just being kind and being a good human being to others in your friend groups and your family, then do it. Even if you feel like you have neglected those things, there's enough time to go out and, let's say, repair this, to actually get a hold again of what you want to do and get a hold of who you are. Because I think a lot of people as well feel like they are completely lost. They feel like they don't have hobbies anymore. They feel like they don't belong. But you do. You just have to rekindle that flame inside you. You have to rekindle what you once loved. And even myself, I try to do this now. I try to rekindle things that I loved back in my childhood, going back to the games that I love to play, going back to activities that I love. And I want to state that even though you're fighting back, those things can still be hard. Because a hero isn't just some perfect entity that gets rid of everything that keeps him down, that makes him suffer, like fear and anxiety and self-doubt. He actively chooses to fight against them, to beat them, even though they're returning. And another quote from the game says that All things move in cycles. The dragon is but a hand in this grand design, a link in a chain that cannot be broken. It is a wheel that turns and turns again, unchanging. And I see this as a metaphor for these obstacles, the dragon as he returns ever so on, as these obstacles, the anxiety and the self-doubt coming back and again and again and again. There will always be hardships. A hero isn't perfect. A hero has to go through them as well, every now and then. He just actively chooses to weaken them, to beat them, and to fight against them, to do the things that are right for himself and for others as well. Because in the end, when you think about it, of course there are many people, haters of all kind and all sorts, but a lot of people will actually admire you more when you chase your dreams and become your true self. And the title song of Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen has a very interesting sentence in it as well. Unbound by time, all-binding grand design, land and skies and seas yearn, finish the cycle of eternal return. And you can think of finishing the cycle of repeating it forever and ever and ever, but I think finishing it can mean finally breaking through it and ending it, setting an end to that ever-long cycle. Because the returning cycle is just everything that is holding you back. For me, I can speak that I'm always consuming way too much than actually creating something. If you have the passion and if you have the itch in you to create something, don't hesitate. Take this as the final straw that you needed to actually go out and do those things that you always wanted to consume less and to actually create if you ever had the desire. And to solidify the picture of a hero that I have, a hero isn't born one. He is made through hardships. He's forged by those hardships. He faces fear, he faces anxiety and self-doubt, but he refuses to get down and to let himself get down by them. It's his active decisions and his willpower to break free from a system in which he doesn't belong and that holds him back. A hero is someone that pursues the things that he loves and that bring him and others joy as he lives the life that he chooses to live. And I want to end the video on the following quote. Audentes fortuna iovat, which means fortune favors the bold. You may have heard it somewhere else, and maybe I'm a bit late to that conversation, and I may have repeated myself several times in this video now, but I think this also shows how important it is for me, and how it may as well be important to you as well. So go out there, be bold, do the things that you always wanted to. Speak to the girl, speak to the boy, have no fear, or have fear but fight it. You have the capacity to achieve greatness, and you don't have to be born for it. You have what it takes in you, and there's no one, at least in my opinion, that can say otherwise. And even though I just wanted to share my thoughts with you, I'm going to pursue them as well. I will try to wake up this inner hero that has always been sleeping in me, and I hope that you will do as well, because I truly believe that there is one in every single one of us. So I hope you can take something with you from this video, even if I may have repeated myself several times. I wish you all the best, and I hope we see each other in the next video. Stay bold and become a hero.